And after a long time, we've been busy on construction and I did not really focus on making videos, and that's the thing what's a huge issue for me. I can either work or I can either make videos. So the progress has jumped a lot forward. The wall is standing. For now, the one and only priority is finish the wall and level this part of the land, which means still removing the soil, picking up the stones, and not really putting the pure soil here, but mostly the stones just like here at the back, so it makes another kind of a wall, not such a huge pressure on the wall from hollow blocks, and also there will be enough space for water flowing during raining and like that. Once it's covered with the stones are built up, we can continue the upper portion with the soil. What is the biggest issue for us here, for me and Gwen, and also for boys who are helping us? We have really huge lack of storage space, so everything is covered just underneath of those foils and blankets, because just like the girls have right here, the wooden cottage, also we will be required to build something like that as well. Boys were saying that we will build something temporary on this side so we can hide the things, but it would be actually extra expenses, and for now we will be just squatting here under the blankets. But up until now the wall and the lockers here are finished. Here will be also one pillar on the other side, and here a wall from the hollow blocks leveled. So here we will build that little wooden cottage, which will be like the construction, storage house, everything. The electricity will also go inside of that. The pole is ready, so we will just be connected right here, just like girls have. Also, what's the huge difference from construction in Europe and here in the Philippines? Like, we've been making this kind of walls and the finishing, like, I actually have no idea how it's called in English, but the fine here in the Philippines, they are using very fine sand with cement and placing it on the wall, and then with for example perfectly leveled wooden stick or anything, you will throw on the wall the cement, and then you will scrape it so you have perfectly leveled wall. In the Czech Republic, I've been using one more element. It's like a plastic net. You will place it, you will do first layer of cement, then that plastic net, and then the second layer of cement wall finishing. So it's actually preventing the walls from crackings. I wanted to do something like this here as well, but I was not able to find that plastic net. I will try to find how it's called in English, but in Czech it's perlinka. For now the wall is not like, doesn't have to be perfect, but for the house I absolutely want to be sure. I will get that plastic net, and I will see if the boys know how to work with that. If not, it will be just me doing that. And that's it. And one more thing which scares us with Gwen, though it's summer right now in the Philippines. March, it's supposed to be summer, but it more looks like a rainy season. Today that fine sand, which is used for that wall finishing, arrived. We were forced to unload it here next to the road, but if the heavy rain would come, could be flooded away. So right now I just need to get some empty sacks, fill it with the fine sand and make a barrier at least around the place here. I already placed the foil at the top, but was necessary to protect it, so we will lose as least as possible. Well, I thought that I will be filling up the sacks with the fine sand and placing it some around, but I don't know what happened. All the empty sacks we had here, and there was like a lot actually, disappeared somewhere. So I will just help myself with the sacks here, and that's the only thing we can do. And what I can be very happy with is that I actually have my own pocket knife, but the bigger one. But Gwen told me it could be dangerous to bringing it with me outside, going to the mall or any checkpoint on the road. The police could check me and they will find the knife. It could be a problem. So Gwen bought me this little one. And if Gwen is not such a smart woman and she did not buy it for me, I would be struggling today with cutting the foils, ropes here, and I would be just struggling, so helped a lot. And what I'm really upset about is that fact that we are not able to bring a backhoe up here. Though it's not really the thing, it's impossible. Like up there it's being a huge subdivision, family house is built, the excavators are there, small, big, no matter, so it's actually possible to bring it here. But we are now limited by the money because we set like a budget we can spend for this whole construction, and we don't want to be touching any other money. So the house, where it's gonna be situated, there you can see is the wall, here is the property up until here, and then imagine a straight line going up here. So let's say that's our square. The constructor, like our contractor, the manager of the whole building, everything here, suggested us that it's possible to build the house on the upper portion, which of course would be very nice to having it like in the higher position, leveled, so we can be watching the views from the balcony, and the lower part, like here behind that wall, will be used for anything else, for the gardening, for growing plants, for anything. But for now I'm really concerned how horrible it will be leveling all the upper portion, though we still haven't started that. We want to finish at least this side of the wall, build that little cottage here, just like girls have here, transfer all the materials inside or next to that, so the area in between will become empty, easy for like walking, working. We don't have to care that if some stones will be dropping from the upper portion going down and it would tear up the cement sacks or anything else. Would say that's the plan for now, though you know from our previous videos that our plans has been changing very often. And as you can see, this portion, it's not really big, so you can have an imagination that the house itself also will not be any huge mansion, and that's actually what we don't want with Gwen. Like most of the people in the world, they want huge cars, huge houses, huge garden, but then it comes huge cleaning, huge maintenance. We want something, let's say, cozy or small, cute. So the house will not be really big. What we want to have, like a bigger terrace, because here in the Philippines, no matter if it's summer, winter, autumn, spring, here it's still hot, so we can still spend most of the time outside of the house, working, cooking, eating. Like the only place which can be inside is just the bedroom. And also it must be like safe inside, so all the expensive stuff of ours will be locked inside of the house, so it will be secured. Also in the future it would be really good to make a fence around. Absolutely, there must be a fence on the wall, because we don't know if kids will be here or our kids in the future will be playing there and then they would be falling down from the wall. It would not be really appropriate, I guess, or I'm sure. But the worst part here is coming. It would not be really impossible to climb up here from the road with the backhoe and start digging from here, moving backwards. And here I kinda regret that I don't have the kind of work which I had way back in Europe, because as a farmer there is so many different kind of machinery. I could ask my boss like, hey, can I borrow a backhoe for a weekend? I will pay you for the gasoline and we are fine. I would dig it by myself, but here unfortunately nothing like that, so it's gonna be manually. Oh my god. Like I can't. It's still gonna be a long time from now, so it will be finished, but let's be positive about this. I'm actually not really the one who is stressed about this. It's more Gwen is stressed much more about this, because she has more responsibility here about handling the boys, speaking with them. Then we are both going to the hardware stores for materials, but still it's Gwen talking, it's Gwen managing, and for me it's just working here. Like, it's not stressful, really, not that much. I still actually don't have pretty good imagination about how the house will be situated right at the upper portion, but our construction manager, we were recommended him by so many huge investors and developers and the people who've been working here in the area of Cebu we living, that he's very skilled, that he's very good. So many people were or are asking him to come work for them for huge projects. For example, huge festivals held here in Cebu, and there is required to done some construction. It's done by him, so we are lucky to have a good one, and he said it's possible to do that there. Though I'm not really experienced in any construction, so I will believe that. And that's the only thing I can do. I can believe that. But Gwen is also positive about it. They know each other with the boy since they were kids. We will see how it will go. It's really beautiful. Like, we have a source of banana, of coconuts. I actually still don't know who will be climbing for those, because I did not receive a permission from Gwen to climb on coconut trees yet. Maybe it will change in the future.
Days ago, they finished the wallings here, and as for now, my brother is also finishing the locker, this area, since we need 2 lockers, this side and the other side. As for now, he just finished this side, but after he's done with that, he will also start digging there and also finish the left side. So since the walling is finished in front, the boys started digging as well there 2 days ago, so they can start throwing the soils for the leveling. So imagine 2 days, in just 2 days, they have made a lot of improvements already for this. And we added another person, which is Brian, and also Tuming assigned as a driver for the cart, throwing the stones down here. So as you can see, before and after, we have already thrown a lot of soils in this area. Started leveling. They were laughing about the main driver. So they started leveling here. So since there will be more soils to be thrown, what will be the plan is we will be throwing as well the rest of the soils down there, since there is a deep area and the owner is fine for us to throw there, since they also need to level that area in the future. So after this area will be finished, we will start throwing the soils and transferred it there. So that means we will need more cart, and we will need one more person to do this cart things. It will be Brian, and the rest will be shoveling and also doing the bara down there, up there. I'm not sure how bara is English. My English is not Englishing. So I just went to the store and bought ice. This is how it looks like here. Cost 4 pesos. I'll prepare it for them. Today is Wednesday, and they just started the work after 1 week and a half, because last week, when, if you remember, we were sick with Cuba fever. The work was stopped as well during that time, because we expected that there will be a backhoe coming in our area. Suddenly, all those people were just talks and promises, false hopes. We thought there will be a backhoe, but suddenly nothing. So our work here has been so delayed because of thinking that there will be finally a backhoe. So that's the reason we decided to stop the work last week. but then nothing happened. Very disappointing for us.
Like, the sad reality which I'm trying to slowly understand, how Filipinos are behaving to foreigners. Maybe it's like that, but in our case it was repeating, let's say, 4 times, and exactly the same case about the backhoe. We went to the owner of the backhoe, arranged it, when, what price. We actually, at first we were trying to get the cheap ones, but did not work, so we decided to get the more expensive ones, and did not work either. Like, instead of those jokes they keep doing to us, like they will say, yeah, we will arrive there tomorrow morning, we will be there with the backhoe, work and start,
And
with
we
the
were
truck
waiting
as
here
well.
whole day as well
We
for the
were
backhoe.
waiting here whole day, nothing arrived, and in the evening they will tell you they transfer the backhoe to totally different city. Like, if you don't like foreigners, tell it straight to my face, I can handle that, but do not play with us. Like, that's what keeps happening as well. Also, the one case, there are backhoes right here down the village. One of the backhoes is owned by the captain of this village. Also, we went to visit him, if he could rent it to us. We gave him a good price. The backhoe actually was not that busy because we were speaking with the operator. The operator is a friend of Gwen and Gwen's brothers here, so they know each other. And he was saying, yeah, of course, the backhoe is not really that busy, it can be done. So we agreed with the captain, thinking that he will want to help his people who are trying to live or trying to build something in the village. Like, we were also very wrong. No, it doesn't work like that. Captain stopped responding to us, stopped all the communication. We could not get any answer from that. The only answer we got from the operator when we went to him to ask, like, what's happening, what's wrong, the backhoe is not working.
But it was working.
Okay. Then one of Gwen's brothers went to check in the afternoon if the backhoe is really not working. Well, surprisingly, the backhoe was perfectly fine. So I keep myself asking questions like, what is wrong with me, or what is wrong with us? Why people keep treating us this way? Knowing that Filipinos are those hospitable people who wants to help, and I did not even want it that for free. We were willing to pay, of course.
It's not about that, you're a
And
foreigner.
still-
It's all about politics, Kubi. Politics. Politics here in the Philippines is very, very strong, which can affect individually. Like, if you're not on the side of them, you will never get their side.
Well, if I will think about this way, as a politician and speaking, for example, about the captain thinks you want to have good relationships with your people in your village, which means you want to help them, and then later during another election they will want to give you a vote, so you will be a captain again. So
He's very strong here. He doesn't have any opponent now anymore because all people,
so that's the sad reality we are experiencing here in the Philippines. But on the other hand, not only bad people we got in touch with, we also got in touch with amazing boys who are willing to do this stupid manual work when it could be done by the machinery, but they are still willing to work with us.
they were willing to work because they are in need as well.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice. They have to work because they're in need of, work.
So we will see tomorrow, as Gwen was mentioning, that we are going to inquire for one more backhoe. I'm already not anymore any positive about this. I'm not even putting a hope into that, but we will still try.
Because we have been putting so much hopes of those, but still, it's annoying for me actually.
No, it's
Very disappointing.
It's really not about the money for now, but it's about the time. And also what's very demotivating when you are building something, it can be a house or a car or any kind of project, you are being motivated to do more work when you can see a progress. Here we are, I would say, demotivated to do any more work because the progress is really slow. Like we can barely see a progress. Though I'm not saying that the boys are not working, they are working pretty well, but the progress manually is very slow and takes a very long time. And that's what causes us
Demotivation.
losing hope. And just thinking about it and seeing it, like in the comments I was also reading, like why don't we get the backhoe? The backhoes in the Philippines are literally everywhere. And that's true actually, like here in just our area I would count a dozen and maybe more backhoes working here.
But none of them.
Most of the time those backhoes are working on a huge projects, like leveling the areas for huge subdivision which are going to be built in the future. So one thing which maybe makes sense to me why people keep refusing on renting us a backhoe could be that we are not any big project, like
Yeah.
the backhoe literally would be just for one day.
Yeah, and this is just a few dollars for them.
And this is just a few dollars. If this is the case, like it's not that much profitable for them, I understand it, but why why would you give me a false hope, like tell me no, I will not rent you a backhoe, do it manually. Done. Finished. So we are here like this. Everyone is getting into work, so I'm not gonna be just sitting here and talking. Let's join them, make the work be efficient and faster.